Welcome. We're going to cover the three signals your child has become the target of bullying so that as a parent, you can detect if there's an issue. We're also going to cover safeguarding against predators. My name is William Cornell of Nicholas's Martial Arts America, and for over 35 years, we've helped thousands of children learn how to defend themselves in case there's any dangerous situation, and also how to stand up to bullying. So let's start with bullying. There are many reasons why actually your child may not want to tell you he or she is being bullied. And that sounds baffling, but let me show you some of the reasons. One, they don't actually know what's really going on. They can't make determine the difference between a friend being a friend and actually a friend that's acting friendly, but really is more of a bully. It's also tough admitting to being a target. And also, in telling you if there's an issue, they might actually be afraid that your involvement could make things worse. It could escalate the bully situation. That's a common concern for children. And unfortunately, children also sometimes are afraid to let their parents down. That for whatever reason, they couldn't take care of it themselves or that they somehow don't measure up. So, in short, we can't assume that our kids will tell us when they're being targeted. So, here are the signals that you should look out for. The first signal is bullying code. And when you talk to your child, make sure that they understand the difference between tattling and reporting. And you know how it is as a parent. You know that their children oftentimes don't understand what tattling is. But then as you talk to them, make sure you explain the situations where it is vital, important that they tell you what's going on. And bullying is one of those instances when they're not being taken care of or they're being disrespected or put into dangerous situations. And as you listen to them, listen for keywords such as drama or messing around. Now, it might actually be that they're just messing around at school. That's what kids do. But it's also a signal for you to dig deeper to see if there's something else underlying in those words that they just mentioned to you. Another signal, signal number two, is coming from school late. And that might be after they get dropped off from the bus, it takes them longer to get home. They're taking different, longer routes home. And another thing that's unusual, but they might head to the restroom as soon as they get home. And this is a chance for children once they get home to diffuse, defrag, and collect themselves before they actually have to speak with you as a parent. So take a look at this signal. This is a big one. It could tell you that something's not quite right. The third one, this is a big one in itself, one of the biggest, is their behavior. They might be blaming themselves excessively. Their lack of motivation to try new things has dramatically dropped. And their change in habits, such as sleeping, eating, and grades, has changed. Another top thing is perhaps they are becoming a bully at home with their siblings. They're picking on their siblings more. Excuses tend to increase when there's a bully situation. You have a upset stomach or their leg hurts or they're tired. These are some excuses that typically kids come up with if there's something not quite right. So these are some of the top signals that you should look for. So here are some easy steps to take once you have determined that there might be an issue. One, there are 3 times that usually parents are able to interact with their children: the morning, after school, and before bed. So during the week, you want to monitor any unusual or out of character behavior. And then the weekend is actually a wonderful time for you to go ahead and dig deeper even more as you put together your observations to see if there's an issue, to talk more in depth with your child about if there's an issue. 2, as you dig deeper, make sure you reassure your child that you're there for them, that they can trust you. You want to make sure that they feel like they can come to you with anything, that they can trust you to help them out, and that you're going to listen to them. That's tough for a child to develop, but it's important for parents to make sure that their children feel that way. The next thing is the action plan. What are we going to do now? Now that you know that there's an issue, we want to ask other friends of your child and their parents to see if there's actually an issue going on. And this is just another way for you to confirm your suspicions. 2, you want to determine where the bullying may be taking place. Is it at school? Is it on the sports field? Where is it happening? And then once you determine where the bullying is taking place, you can meet with authority figures to discuss the incidents and work out a plan. This is an important step. Once you know what's going on, then you can go ahead and take the step to get the issue addressed. There's one more very important thing. You could take all the actions and see all the signals, but oftentimes you're not going to be there when your child is being targeted. Here's the most powerful way to deal with bullies. Are you ready? Teach your kids how not to be the victim. Most parents don't have the answers. That's why we've created a special anti-bully and child safety seminar, and for a limited time, it's 100% free. Here's what you can expect. We're going to talk about the difference between joking and bullying, goofing around versus harmful harassment. As we talked about before, sometimes kids don't actually know what's really going on in a social situation. We're also going to explain how not to be an easy target. Don't worry, we'll teach your kids the secrets. The other thing is we're going to talk about using verbal tactics and how to diffuse a bully without first taking physical action. That's a big step, is to use those words versus the actions first. Additionally, we're going to talk about rules of engagement. When is it okay to do something physical? And how much of a physical action, how big of an action should you take? The other thing is we're going to talk about the flip side, how not to become a bully. Once you are empowered and you have all these skills and you know all these things, we want to make sure that children don't flip to the other side and then use that against others that are not as strong. So that's school. What about everywhere else? There are reasons why children can be easy targets. One of them is that children are naive and trusting. They simply are inexperienced with dealing with adults that have devious cunning and charm, and unfortunately, bad intentions. Size is a simple reason why children are easy targets. A bigger adult can lift or grab or take away a smaller child. Awareness is a top reason why children are easy targets, and to be honest, it's a reason why adults can be easy targets as well. Knowing what are things that one should be aware of is an important skill to have. So here's what you can expect from our child safety part of our seminar. We're going to cover the top 3 tricks predators use to trick children. We're also going to talk about how to outlast a predator's time limit with noise and physical technique. Predators have a time limit in their head that they have to stick to in order to go ahead and do what they want to do. So we're going to talk about outlasting that. We're also going to talk about how to use body weight and positioning to make abduction near impossible, even for an adult trying to abduct a child. We're talking about how to use awareness of surroundings so that your child can know what are the key things to look for, even if there's no danger or imminent threat. We're going to also talk about how to save a friend. If your child has been taught well by you, they usually are playing in groups or with people, and we're going to talk about how to save your friend from being abducted. Our anti-bully and personal safety seminar is 100% free, and there's no strings attached. Read below to reserve your child's spot in our seminar right now.